Hey, what's up, fantasy people? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Banjo, the dog, coming at you live from my living room. And this is the Fantasy Footballin' Show. Today's episode, we're going to talk about how the number one pick is cursed. Wah! Wah! So now we're going to go over the last 10 years of number one overall picks and see if this curse is true. So all of these stats I'm going to give you are for half PPR. The last three are for full PPR, just because half PPR did not exist. 2022, that was last year. Do you guys remember who stunk it up? Number one overall pick, cost a lot of people their season, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. So he went from running back 1 all the way to running back 34. That is a huge bust. So he had an ankle sprain in the beginning of the season. He missed 2 games there. Then he had another high ankle sprain that missed him the final 3 games. So he started the first week of playoffs last year after having 3 really good games. Guess how many points he got you? 1.8, and then he went out with another injury. So it was a worst case scenario last year for the number one overall pick. So 2021, CMC, Christian McCaffrey, number 1 overall, RB number 1. At the end of the year, he finished as RB number 39. He had a hamstring strain in the beginning of the season. It cost him 3 games. And then he had an ankle sprain after week 12, and he went into IR after that. So he did not help you in the playoffs at all. 2022, CMC, Christian McCaffrey, a repeat offender. He was drafted as running back 1, and he finished the season as running back 53. He had a high ankle sprain that cost him 6 games, a shoulder sprain that cost him 4 games, and then a thigh strain that cost him 4 games. So he barely played. And the frustrating thing when you look at it, he was scoring like 20 points a game. So he did not go on IR like the whole time. He was just getting held out. Super frustrating. Almost worst case scenario for the number 1 overall pick. So we've had 3 running backs so far and 3 bust. Cursed! 2019, Saquon Barkley, the quad father. No matter what they do, he keeps on coming back to the Giants, no matter what they do. He was drafted as running back 1. He finished the season as running back 10. But for these purposes, if I draft a running back as running back 1, I'm going to call him a bust if he falls out the top 5. So Saquon was injured. He missed 3 games for a high ankle sprain, but for the most part, he was just kind of average. The Giants were really struggling that year. 2018, Todd Gurley, the Gurley man. Ah, ha, ha. Anyways, he was drafted at running back 1, and guess what he finished as? Running back 1. Only problem is he missed the championship week, and he scored 7 points in the first week of playoffs. So if you owned him, you did not win a championship. But that is not a bust for here. So there you go, our first non-bust. We've got 4 bust running backs so far, and 1 non-bust running back. The curse is real. So 2017, David Johnson. He actually fell to me this year. I can't remember what draft pick I was, but I remember he fell a long ways, and I got him. Well, that was a huge bust. He was drafted as running back number 1. He finished the year as running back 118. You know why? Because he dislocated his hand and was out for the season. He was out for the season after week 1. That's as bad. I think that's the worst on this list. 2016, the year of the wide receiver. Guess who the number 1 draft pick was? AB, Antonio Brown. When he was playing with, Big Ben and getting all those targets, it was crazy for a while there. He was drafted as wide receiver 1. Hey, we didn't have a bust the first time a wide receiver was drafted. He finished as wide receiver 3, and that's in half point. If it was full point PPR, he would have been number 1. So there you go. We have 1 non-bust wide receiver. We have 1 non-bust running back. And I think we have, 5 bust running backs so far? 2015, Lev Bell. He was all about them CBDs before everybody else was. Why do you think he was the most patient running in the NFL? So he was drafted as running back 1, finished the year as running back 48. He was suspended the first 2 games, and then he tore his MCL after week 8. It was a disaster season for the Bell man. 2014, Shady McCoy. I love you, Shady McCoy. So he was drafted as running back 1. He finished the year as running back 12. He played all the games, but the problem was that he scored, 3 points and 7 points the first 2 weeks of the fantasy playoffs? Dude, so if you own LaShawn McCoy, you probably didn't go past week 1. All right, guys, last year, Adrian Peterson, Vikings, man. So he was drafted as running back 1. He finished the year as running back 7, so that is still considered a bust for me. If I'm going to, a number 1 pick is so big, I need him to finish in the top 5 in his position. So he scored 2.7 in the first week of playoffs, and then he was out the second week. So if you were an Adrian Peterson owner this year, even though he finished the year as running back 7, you didn't get very far. All right, guys, let's go over the data and see if this curse is real. Running backs, 1 out of 9 lived up to the first round pick. Dude, that is terrible. That is so bad. 6 of 9 missed 3 games or more due to injury. And the one time that everybody wanted a super targeted, highly productive wide receiver in their prime was in 2016. They got Antonio Brown, and he finished in the top 3, number 1 in overall PPR. So, dude, what am I looking at right now? Justin Jefferson. So the curse is real, people. And if I had the number 1 overall pick this year, I would definitely be picking up Justin Jefferson just to break that curse. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I earned a thumbs up. Hopefully I earned a subscription. If you're not subscribed, thank you so much. We need it. We need it. We need it. Again, look out for future videos. We're going to be hitting you hot and heavy for the next month. And hey, my name is Tyler Big Turd Ward, and I appreciate you.